Hey y'all. It's late, but my goal is to always try to make videos. It's late for me. I'm usually in bed by 9 o'clock by now, but I want to tell y'all about what happened yesterday. Um, in my last video, I shared how I had these dreams while I was in the hospital, and one of the dreams was that a group of I knew them in the dream to be doctors and nurses. They were gathered on the first floor. And in the dream, even though this hospital uh, doesn't have a skylight, it's like the Lord used. There's a technical college called Trident Technical College. And when I was going to go back to school a few years ago, they had built a skylight in I don't know what it was a admin and cafeteria area. Um, it's the administration building, and they also have a cafeteria in there. So anyway, they built the skylight in the ceiling. It's real fancy for that particular school. So in the dream, it was like I was in the hospital um, because I was, but this particular hospital had a skylight, just like the school. Mind you, this hospital is a teaching hospital, is medical university, okay, of South Carolina. And on the first floor, like I said, there was a group of nurses and doctors and medical staff that all, it was like they were getting up from their lunch tables and stuff to gather. If I had to guess, it had to be a good 20 of them to gather around and start this ritual ceremony. Like, I didn't see, it was like they were all grouping together and like they were going to like have this ceremony. I can't say that they were like holding hands or if they were in a, they were in a circle. It was like they all were starting to group together to do this ritual at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. And I knew that there was a skylight in the dream, and something about the skylight, maybe like a moon. They were doing it under the moon or something. So let me think what I was going to say. So at some point, I woke up from that dream uh, that night, or maybe the next night. And this was probably partway through my stay there. And on the James Corbin show, he had the late night show, the late, I guess, late night show. I don't know what they call his show. He had this group of singers that it was a black guy, it was a white girl, a white lady. It was like 5 or 6 of them on a stage, maybe 4 or 5 or 5 or 6 of them. And they came together, the motion that they used to come together on the stage and the movements that this one particular, I guess the lead singer was using, she was doing, it reminded me of the dream. And the music itself, it was like, if you were here, you would say, "Oh, this is lovely. This is smooth." But it was kind of enchanting, you guys. And I knew that the Lord was showing me. Uh, the music didn't agree with me. I had to change the channel, you guys. If you were to hear it, you'd be like, "Oh, this is nice. This is smooth. This is, you know, you know." It was like hypnotizing. Okay, so when I seen this in the way that they were kind of grouping together on stage, it reminded me of the dream that I had the same night or the day or whatever. Um, so yesterday, my coworker texted me. She said, "When I leave work, I gotta tell you this." So she calls me, and she's like, "The client that I did came from a massage to get a pedicure, and she had 2 books. And the title of one of the top books was The Witches of Virginia. And it was sitting on top of another book, which I think she said was red, but she couldn't see the title of the second book. And the title of the book was called Witches of Virginia. And she didn't notice it till the pedicure was almost done because the, 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 the books were sitting on the side of the pedicure chair like that. And I guess she did the pedicure. But what she did notice is that the lady put on her sunglasses as soon as she came out and sat in the chair. She was talking, but she said something was in her voice that made her. She just felt like something was in her voice. She's talking nice and almost in a soft tone, but she said something was off. Now my coworker is a believer. Okay, this is the same coworker that prayed in the spirit for me while I was having the stroke. Okay, so she says that the lady, was talking to her. She said, well, she just happened to ask her. She said, what do you do? She said, I'm a nurse practitioner. You guys, this, when she told me this, and later on that night, she looked it up, and I looked it up too. So apparently, we read the same article on what the book was about. I didn't read it. I can't read stuff like that because it I just, I don't like to have that stuff. It gives me the heebie-jeebies. Okay, so I skimmed through some of it, and I noticed that some of the parts that she mentioned to me was in there. So apparently, this was the witches. It was. It seems like it was on the scale. It wasn't as famous as the witch trials of Salem, but it was kind of up there. And these witches were claiming that they weren't as, I don't know, powerful as the ones as the witchcraft, the witches that were in Virginia that were, I think they were burned at the stake or something. If you were young, you had to read the book in like middle school or something, okay? So, the witch, what's it, the trials of the witches in Virginia, I don't know what it was. But apparently, this lady is a nurse practitioner. This, when she told me this, it was kind of late night, just, she told me, I've read some of you guys. I can't. If you want to look it up and Google it, it's like the first or the second hit on Google as far as the title, The Witches of Virginia, and it'll kind of break down the book. I can't read that kind of stuff, guys. It doesn't agree with my spirit. But I skimmed through it just to kind of get a gist of it. And you guys, this made me, I was so tired, just like I am now. I was in bed. I said, I'm going to pray for my baby. I'm going to pray for not only her, but the believers, the unbelievers, and all the babies to be covered, because to have witches and warlocks to work, because I saw men in this dream too, witches and warlocks to work in a hospital when you're supposed to be going there for to be healed, and you're probably vulnerable if you're in the hospital. You're sick, you're ill, you can't fend for yourself. A nurse practitioner? I don't know why this lady was reading this book, but from the dream that I had the night that I told y'all that I had while I was in the hospital, either you're a surgeon or you're a witch. And if you're not a witch, we know we have witches. Apparently. I knew this, but it just never wasn't something that I would have addressed specifically. You have witches that work in the hospital, and that's why some people don't end up coming out. That's what I would assume. You guys, I make this video to tell you what happened in real life. I'm a nurse practitioner. And I'm catching hell, calling the doctors all the time, trying to get this done, that done. They treating me like, not knowing that I'm another medical professional, not giving me the answers that I want. I haven't really talked to anyone and told them this is what I do, da 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 da. I can understand this, da 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 da. if we were going to be here, I'll probably try to have a malpractice lawsuit against them. My point of making this video is to let you know that if you have people in the hospital, you have family members, friends in the hospital, pray for them. If you don't know how to pray, have somebody go pray for them. Go lay hands. Have the elders go visit them and lay hands on them. Cover them. Send a prayer out constantly until they get out. Because apparently they have witches and warlocks that are hands on our nurse practitioner. This, from my understanding, this is like somebody who's right under the doctor and over the nurses, like the go-between person. I don't know if I'm wrong. Somebody let me know in the comment section. You guys, I was so sleepy last night. I had my face in the pillow. I just prayed right then and there. Lord, cover my baby and all the other babies and all the other people in the hospital. Don't let any weapon just trying to be formed against them prosper. It bothered me when I first had the dream, but when she told me this last night, and the lady told her she's a nurse practitioner, I knew, like, in the Illuminati, they have people on all levels, teachers, judges, lawyers, doctors, nurses. I knew this, but witches, I think it's a warning, you guys. If you have somebody in the hospital, please pray for them. Pray for my baby. Yeah, I went to visit her today. Supposedly she'd be coming home Saturday. That made me pray even harder. That made me want to go see her even more. Y'all, please pray for them. Witches, these doctors, in a place where it's supposed to be, people are supposed to be getting healed. Pray for them people not only to be covered, but pray for them people to come to Jesus, the great physician, who can heal them. I said, Lord, this thing kind of going to stress me out. Give me peace about it, but still. All right, now, I'm still catching up on comments. I just been catching up on the recent comments. I haven't actually gone to my comment section. You know, if it was on the last couple of videos, I got comments, but I know I have to reply to Brother Chad too. I missed him. It looks like he left a comment on one of my videos. Anybody else I missed, I'm going to reply or acknowledge. Okay, you guys? Please, for anybody who's in the hospital, please pray for these people. Witches and warlocks are attending to them. I wonder which one of them in the hospital. You know what? Before I leave, you guys, there's a girl at my job. She works at the hospital. And the Lord showed me that she's into witchcraft. She doesn't think so. She's a professing Christian, but she's mixing half and half. Darkness with light. And I done told her, you can't mix the two. So she don't come to me with that foolishness. She's mixing New Age, the crystals and the auras and we had to learn all that stuff, but it never, we had to learn some of that stuff in school, but it never, what's the word, agreed with me, to say the least. It was like mumbo jumbo to me. It never even made sense to me, because it's not what we're supposed to be playing with. We had people walk out of that class and say, I'm not learning this stuff. I'm not. Good thing these classes are only, I want to say, like 6 weeks long. Polarity therapy and stuff like that. It's just a baby step to witchcraft. And my coworkers all into it, and all way past into it. Don't think so. I didn't openly rebuke her. The Lord showed me she's into witchcraft. Pray for these people. because we have doctors and nurses and other physicians, not other physicians, other medical professionals that are witches, apparently. Witches and warlocks. Over the most vulnerable people. And almost the most vulnerable people, babies and sick adults. Sick babies and sick adults. You can't get no more vulnerable than that, you guys. Pray for everybody who y'all know is in the hospital. I'm fine, guys. God, thank God. My eye. This is my eye. I can see out of it. It's not blurry today. I thank God for that. Great physician. This is the time when everybody needs to know the great physician. This is the time when you need to have the great physician be able to get call the great physician on the main line, because we got doctors and nurses that are witches and warlocks. You guys, this thing bothered me. I want my baby out the hospital. Sherry's gonna pray. Andy's gonna pray. Her husband, anointed and appointed, knows how to pray. You laughing, joking, kiki, anointed to pray, healing prayers. Y'all better call the elders, or go down there yourself and pray for them if you can't make it there, and cover them people that y'all know they're in the hospital, your family, your friends that are in the hospital. Please do that. I don't think the Lord showed me that for nothing. Okay, it's a warning. And we living in the last days. Don't put nothing past nobody. When he showed me this, he said, "You're putting, don't put nothing past nobody, even the doctors and the nurses." All right, good night, you guys. I love y'all. I'm gonna try to get some rest and come back with other videos and researching some stuff. Good night.